is this real or is this just fantasy? Oh God, the gayest lyrics in the world, and that can only be made by real life. No way a simulation would make that song. That's how I can already prove we're not living in a simulation. But are we? Maybe someone programmed me to be the grump. I may be a troll in front of the bridge, stopping people from learning the truth. Are we in a simulation? Brandon will definitely think so. Dave doesn't know shit, and I will say no. That's how this show works. Sorry we missed you last week. I'm pretty sure all 19 of you are okay. Hi, Dave and Brandon. How are you?
Wow, were even 19 of them real?
Or is
It's a
this just
simulation.
fantasy?
Yeah. And it's
Call
not even the
it a
good fantasy like Dungeons and
landslide.
Dragons.
You know, I'm
That's
doing
good
pretty well.
fantasy.
I'm doing
I
pretty well, Pat. And hang on,
Thanks, Brandon.
I just realized I'm excited because now me and Dave can open up a place like that's an arcade. We can call it Dave and Brandon's. When you
Oh,
said that, I was like, ooh,
that's nice.
Yeah, Dave and Buster won't get mad at all.
fuck them.
People will be like, oh, Dave and Buster had a fight, but Dave seems to be on the rebound.
Well, it's better than the one that Dave and I would have because nobody would go to DPs.
Donkey punches.
Well, donkey punches. I mean, double penetration.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
It's a double. Damn, I couldn't think of a P word.
couldn't think of a P word.
DP, getting
one.
punished by pleasure.
I'm a P word.
So I have something crazy I want to throw out here because I actually started writing a blog post about this, and it has to do with the simulation. And I was going to call it Clues to the Simulation. And I was proposing if we were in a simulation that there might be clues. And one of them, I think,
was that what it was about? I read this book on Sherlock Holmes. It was about this guy. His name was Sherlock Holmes.
It was about Mr. Holmes, a.k.a. Sherlock. So Steve Irwin, right? The way he died, to me.
Oh, the crocodile guy.
I know it's going to be like funny in sense, but if you really think about the way he
his
died,
death was hilarious.
Oh my God.
it was, but the odds of that happening just and to anybody that nobody dies that way anyway. And then this guy's so good with animals and so famous, all this, it's like a perfect storm to happen to him. It was just insane to me. I mean, I could see him getting eaten by a tiger or something, but to be killed by a harmless fucking animal.
Well, it ruined the baseball franchise.
Oh,
They couldn't be the Tampa Bay Devil Rays anymore. They had to be the Tampa Bay Rays. Actually, since they were the Rays, they've actually been better teams. I guess it actually helped them. But they couldn't be the Devil Rays because it was insulting to Steve Irwin's family.
They had to be the Steve Slayers.
Every time they watch baseball, they're like,
Now batting for the Tampa Bay Steve Slayers. That's a little on the nose there.
Now batting for the Montreal My Dad's Deads.
Oh, I love that team.
Daryl Strawberry.
They moved together. Let's just name people with dead dads.
Oh man, you ever checked out their farm team, SIDS?
For those who didn't get that, Google it. Dave gets a point. That might be the best joke in the day so far.
SIDS.
It's the Sioux Falls SIDS.
I dropped down to SIDS, but I'll be back. Don't worry. Are we in a SIDS mulation?
What's that disease that only black kids get?
Sickle cell?
Sickle cell, yeah. That's the AA franchise. It's
Sickle
the Mud
cell
City
immunity.
sickle cells.
Oh, there was no joy in Mudville. Everyone was dead.
Who you playing tonight? Bridgeport Crib Death.
We're playing the Vancouver vaccine injury. Injured.
We're playing the Seattle Spina Bifidus. That should be a hell of a game.
Albuquerque abortions are killing it this year.
The Seattle shaking babies are stirring it up.
Their mascot is amazing.
It's Michael J. Fox.
They just hire people with Parkinson's to wear a suit of a baby and they just shake. And then the organ player plays, start shaking and moving all around. Start shaking. Oh man, we Election Day baseball.
Hey,
People would watch baseball again.
you guys going to mass to watch the shooters?
Is that a shooter net? No, that's a plane.
Oh.
By the way, I guess we'll get to it now. The reason why I wanted to do this one is because of the conversation I was having with my kids. The reason why we're having this is because I was walking down the street with my kids, and there was 2 street signs right next to each other. So there's the metal poles going into the sidewalk. And I walked in between them. But when I walked in between them, I pretended like I was an airplane to be an idiot. You go, look at me. And I went, wait, what if 9/11 only happened because we're a level of a video game and the guy wasn't good at the plane part yet? So, you know, in those games that we're supposed to fly and you have to go in between things. So maybe he was supposed to go between the Twin Towers, but he fucking hit it. So then I started thinking, what if we were a video game, all the tragedies that ever happened were just somebody trying to complete the level, which means when JFK died, he finally passed that level because he was being a sniper. And there's other levels where he kept missing, and JFK just kept living, and then finally he nailed them, and then that's it. Then we moved on. So every time there's a tragedy like that, it's someone either messing up the task, like the Titanic at one point didn't hit stuff, or like somebody didn't fly through there. Like it's us. It's a video game where you're just trying to get through each part.
Or when you get into Vice City, that's the first thing you do. You buy a sniper rifle, you get up on top of a building, and you just go to town on people. So that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. And it's like all those games are like that. Like what you call it, Waco, Texas. Finally, you're able to, you get
that
to
was
be,
a video game.
You get to be Janet Reno, and you're controlling and finally
murder them.
Yeah, you finally murder them.
Murder the children.
Because you know some of those games you have to make choices and it screws everything up. It's like either do the good thing and save the people, but people could die, or be the jerk. You're like, be the jerk. When someone did that, and we just kept going with it, and it really downhill spiraled big time. But I do like to think that 9/11 was just a guy in a simulator trying to fly through the planes. He's like, shit, I'm gonna try that again.
He did it twice and he didn't make it.
When they did that first Star Wars open source game, my younger brother, he went to one of the villages and he killed. Called? I don't know. It was one of the first Star Wars ones where you could be like.
Swear you said, Brandon. Am I right? Did he say Star Wars open source?
Yeah, like the open.
He said open source.
Oh.
But Star Wars open source, I want to hear more.
I would play the shit out of that.
Look, I am your hobbies.
You don't cut anyone's arms; they're just falling off on their own.
It's like Yoda just covered in canker sores. So he pulls out his lightsaber, but then Boba Fett or whatever pulls out a chapstick and just whacks him in the face and goes, beat you.
Luke, use the Valtrex.
Luke, use the saws, Luke.
Do you know what we just watched again for the 8 millionth time? We watched Spaceballs again. And it still
makes me laugh. Good.
It still makes me laugh. Even though everything's outdated and whatever, it's still so good. Mel, it's if you're in a mood for corny, I know some people can't handle corny. Mel Brooks was just corny as shit, but it's just so good. But the best part watching it, and Seamus has seen it a million times, but recently we watched it because he loves it. But we're watching it, he just goes, wait, who's Darth Vader again? And I go, Rick Moranis. He goes, oh, the guy who got punched. And I'm like, that's who he is now to people. He's the guy who got punched. Which I love. So all right. I've been saying this because with the election, everything happening, there are a lot of people who are saying this whole year, 2020, everyone keeps saying this is the worst year ever. But first of all, no one who's alive has lived every year. I'm pretty sure the dinosaurs would have an argument that their last year was the worst year ever. There's a lot of people that would have a bad, and the Donner family had the worst year ever. There's a lot of bad stuff that's going on. Yes, we're easier to see everything that's going on, but there's a lot of third world countries who are like, this is just another year. So like, it's mostly about us being, we stink. And I understand with this pandemic and all that, I get, and believe it or not believing it, the panic that's come from it has caused people to change in a way they never had to change since we've all been alive. So some people believe this must not be real. This must be, some kind of simulation, some kind of thing. I don't believe in any of that kind of stuff. I think we only think that way because we have those things now. I don't think people thought about simulations before we had video games or the science fiction or those thoughts. But at the same time, what the fuck do I know? I don't know shit. So I could be definitely wrong. I usually just say no to shit before I learn about it, then go, oops, I was wrong. But Do either one of you believe 100% that we're in a simulation? Before we even start,
100%.
100%. Do
No.
either one of you 100% without a shadow of doubt say we are in a simulation?
No.
We are, or a video game, or someone doing something like that where they're controlling it. We're just like this thing inside a chip.
No, because I don't think it's that cool. I think it's just that would be amazingly cool if we were.
Before we went any farther, we had discussion. I want to make sure that it's not 100% someone saying that's their thing and we have like give and take in it. Now, do either one of you 100% think there's no chance whatsoever?
No.
I do believe there's a small chance it could be that. It's very small. I'll believe in that before I believe in God.
I wish there was. I wish something cool was going on. Like I'll keep that optimism.
I think that if humans live long enough to create systems where they can actually simulate a plane like this, like the Earth, I think that they'll do it so much that it's possible that the odds are 1,000,000 to 1 that we're not in a simulation if we are in the future. You know what I mean? I know it sounds crazy, but we would really have no way of knowing. So I think there's a chance that we could be in some kind of, and like Pat said, I like what you said about the computer thing, because we didn't have those till we invented them, and now we're giving it a name. So maybe it's not exactly like a computer, but that's what the words we can give it, but some kind of setup. You know?
All right, you know what, Brandon?
It's
you just
the only way our
just...
brains can wrap around it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what
Dave,
me off?
snarky now.
No, Brandon said if we're in the future, we get to the point. Like if we're in the future now and we're going back into a simulation to the shit time, like I want to unplug to see all the cool stuff we actually have. That would piss me off.
Well, what if we chose it? What if you wake up and you realize it's like a video game, like that game?
Yeah, when you go back to like
you chose it, you know,
like go back to the 80s. Oh, he's in the carpet store. That's fucking fuck that. No, I want the good shit. I don't want this bullshit.
But what if you're a shit character? What if you're an NPC?
That's the worst part. Like, what if we are? What if we're all like the throwaway characters? What a pile of shit.
I'm definitely not a throwaway character.
Are you the hero?
No. No.
Well, then who's the hero? That's what I want to know.
Not us.
I don't know.
It might be.
I think it's
Greta Thunberg.
Yeah. Thunberg.
Thunberg cats.
Ho!
There's no way the hero of the game doesn't speak perfect English. I just refuse to believe that.
The Queen's English?
No, that's different.
The Queen's English. I'm just a poor boy. Nobody loves me. He's just a poor boy from a poor... That's the Queen's English.
I see what you did that.
Thanks. I was hoping someone did. So many things have happened in life, though, that you're kind of like... We've talked about Illuminati. We don't call it that, but we talked about higher powers, things like that, people in control and stuff. I do believe there are people in control of things, but I don't believe... I think we're just animals. We're just things that are living and we're going to die, and things happen around us like everything else. I mean, if you want to break down other animals and the worst times of their lives, the first time we built a road destroyed so many other animals' lives forever. Like they were able to do all these things, and then we dominated water and the land and knocked down their trees and fished. There was a time where we didn't fish, and fish just was like, this is cool, this is what we do. And then all of a sudden they're being yanked out of the goddamn their world and eaten. And like, what the fuck is this? So things change all the time. Things with us are changing because we have changed. We have destroyed our environment and done stuff so much that new things can happen. We've gotten angry, we've gotten crazy and power hungry and all that stuff. So therefore we're destroying ourselves, and that's why we're having the craziest year ever, because we fucking partied too hard. Tim Dillon said it best. It's like for a while we just partied from the 80s till now. As Americans, our parents went away for a weekend and we just partied so hard and we forgot to clean up before they got home. We're like, sorry, sorry. I just really know we got nuts. We got crazy.
I was to add to that, I was just listening on the way here. I was listening to 9 Inch Nails, Head Like a Hole, and I was really listening to lyrics. And one of the lyrics,
Head like a hole.
Head like a hole. He says, "We're dancing on the backs of the broken, dancing on the backs of the broken." And it really reminded me, because of it, in this society, in order to have this and to party and to have a bar, to have electricity and all this shit, and an iPhone, people in like China got to live basically in slavery. So we're like standing on their backs.
We appreciate your sacrifice, China.
I do, yeah. But a lot of people don't even think about that. So I feel that now that in my opinion, are being led into this control with, having to cover your face and all this shit. It's like people are kind of getting what they deserve, bow down.
Speaking of great lyrics, there's a song by Luke Combs called "When It Rains It Pours," and my favorite lyric ever. He says, "And I don't have to see my ex-future mother-in-law anymore." And it's my favorite line. It's the best country bumpkin line of all times. My ex-future mother-in-law, fuck you. It's a tremendous line. That song has the greatest lyrics of all time. There's no simulation about a guy making a song about how he won.
What about Kid Rock? She's twice your age and she's half your age and twice as hot.
But no, that's fun. That's just in your face, like a diss track, if you will. But this song's all about a guy who his girlfriend or fiance is just like always mad at him being a piece of shit. So he's like, fuck it. And she like leaves him. So he drives to the gas station and he buys a scratch ticket and he wins a couple $100 and he's able to buy a couple 30 packs and he's able to buy some smokes and he's all happy and he's having a good day. He's like, and he realized, oh, this only happens when she's gone. Maybe when she's gone, I get good things. When it rains, it pours. And then he calls up the radio station. And he wins a 4-night, 3-day beach vacation. That's how it rhymes together. And he wins that and he gets to go on vacation with his buddies, go fishing. He's like, it's great. And then the girlfriend finds out he won stuff. And then she's like, oh, can I come back? He's like, no, because I'm killing it now without you here. And so then he went to the other one was he got the last spot in the Hooters parking lot, which is for a hillbilly like a great thing. There's only one spot left and he got it. And the waitress left her name and number and she answered on the first call when he called her later. Big win. And he also won the raffle at the Buffalo Club or some shit. And he won like a used jet ski or something. It was a big. He even said, "I'm on a redneck roll for 3 weeks now." Which, by the way, I don't know I got until that, but it's one of the greatest written songs of all time. So I don't think it's enough credit. But my favorite line in it is now, "I don't have to see my ex-future mother-in-law anymore." It's poetic. Take that, Robert Frost, you son of a bitch. You're no Luke Combs.
Right.
Bro, that's taking my ass.
Saying it just like that is my new favorite title for a gay porn.
Country singer.
Road less taking my ass.
I'm gonna become a country. I didn't hear that because it glitched for a second. Holy shit.
Road less taking my ass. That's like saying the word road, then comma, and then finding out your friend named Les is about to butt fuck you. Road, Les taking my ass.
Forget Luke Combs. I'm going to be Brandon Brushes.
Oh, I get it. I see what you did there.
Why do I have to forget him?
You'd be like Nick Picks.
It's like it's the Mitch Hedberg joke. He's like, I watched a commercial that said, "Forget everything you know about," what was it, like mattress covers? He's like, and I did. And I didn't understand the commercial at all afterwards. Forget everything. So, okay. Dave, is there anything that's ever happened in life that made you think maybe we're in a simulation?
There are a couple of times I used to keep a running list of like, well, I should have died, but I didn't. Like those moments of like, well, that shouldn't have worked. Like one time I was 16, I was taking a left and I shouldn't have because I was trying to beat the car and there's no way I was going to beat it. Plus I had a lawnmower hanging out the back and
you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah. My trunk was stuffed. They can't hear the thumbs up, Pat.
No.
You hold the rusty lawnmower.
So much coffee in my mouth, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, just shit like that, where I'm like, well, I should have been hit. I should have been dead, but I'm not. So
you think? Oh, you're doing it as a personal simulation thing. I guess I have those too, but I more think about things that have happened in the news in the world that make me think, that
you
could
give
have
a
been
fuck
avoided.
about other people.
But no, that's what I'm saying. I don't think I'm like I was joking, but I don't think I'm part. I'm just some cog in this thing. I think the simulation would be more about what the world's going through, and we're just little things. I don't think we're all Truman showing it up. Like that's your kind of thing. Where you're like you're the main character. If we were
hell yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess if we're all that way, it could be almost like this Zoom thing here, where each one of us have our own game, and someone's playing. Like we're Avatar. Maybe you're like think like that, like the movie Avatar. We're all avatars, and some little dorks are playing us, And they're like, oh shit, I got Dave.
He's the semen bender.
Oh man, am I happy I passed that dance level? Just dancing. What the fuck is this game? This guy had so much
That's one of the
potential.
hardest levels.
Yeah, I'm sure it was, Dave. I'm sure it was. You're dancing with a dude. He's like, did I choose the wrong character? Why am I with a dude? This one's not gay. Everyone keeps saying I'm gay. What is this game?
So
Lord.
good.
But then we all meet up like a sim game. We all met up at Joker's Wild. Like that was a little hub where we were meeting.
Oh
like
my
different
God.
characters blending together. It's just, I think more of like things that like joking about the like 9/11, but that almost feels like that kind of thing was like there was a mistake. There was every time there's like a tragedy, something like that, like a huge earthquake or something. Then I'm like, because I don't understand weather. I think weather is my problem.
Dude, weather scares the shit out of me.
It's scary.
We should talk about that. Is weather controlled? No, I'm talking on that. We could use that as a topic as a podcast.
I think
we could talk about.
We could tie it into we can do that more and other. But even in this one, we can kind of talk about it because is it controlled? Is it controlled by us? Is it controlled by the government, or is it controlled by a simulation? Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. I feel that the things that I've seen. I just want to let you know I have been binge watching episodes of the A-Team, and I got to tell you, it's probably one of the best shows.
Agreed.
Because the way they don't kill anybody. There's never any gratuitous violence.
They're basically real life G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
And
it was in, I don't know. And they're
do you
always
remember the
busting
episode where they
balls.
bust out of prison because Murdoch keeps screaming trash bags, so they keep giving trash bags to make him quiet?
I saw that one.
And Hannibal was like the star. He became, in prison, he became like a star hairdresser and demanded certain kinds of hairdressers.
That was
and
George
they built the
Papard,
hot air
correct?
balloon. It was George
Yeah, it
Papard.
was George Papard. And
how mad was it? I mean, yeah, it worked out, but he had to be like, what the fuck show am I on? Like, he had a great career, and then he's thrown into this thing where, like, the anchor is Mr. fucking T, and they're like, what are you doing? What happened to my life?
Man.
I'm George fucking Papard. They gave me a handsome guy who was in a couple fucking B-list, like, nighttime soap operas who played Face. Murdoch was like a nobody. He wasn't really in anything. And then
Well,
Mr.
he went on to
T
be
is
Star
like your
Trek
anchor.
Next Generation. Thank you very much.
Well, yeah, after what he went to that, but even that, he went on to a thing where they made sure you didn't know it was fucking Murdoch. They're like, we're gonna distance ourselves so far from fucking Murdoch. It's great. And Papard had to play this role. It was probably like, this is gonna last one season. He could have never imagined it was gonna be the success that it was.
You know, I just want to really quickly get in there because I've been thinking about this a lot, and I think that George Papard, what happens with the reason or the way they got him was he was able to play so many characters, and you could tell he was really having a good time while he was doing it. You know, like he got to play the hairdresser guy. He got to play all these people. You know, the Mr. Lee. You know, like so.
He did all the costumes. I always thought when I was young, so I always thought like Face would be the guy who changed his face. It took me a while to figure out that Face was like he was like the pussy magnet.
Well, but the reason
con
why
artist.
But the reason why he
like
was Face,
sit on my face.
Well, because his face could just blend into anything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he was
smooth and he could talk, but his main thing was
he was supposed to be the handsome guy.
He was the handsome guy, but he was also forgettable.
And he was like the face of the crew that had, if they had to talk or face the world.
Kind of. I mean, Papard was obviously the brains of it, and Murdoch was just I'm crazy, but I can fly shit.
I fucking love Murdoch.
I'm a lunatic, but I have one skill. It's the best. Like that's all he was. Like if they could find one other person who wasn't crazy and could just fly a couple things, they would get rid of the crazy person forever. And Mr. T was just mean.
Just Mr. T.
Yeah, he was pretty mean.
He drove the van and he was strong, but like they all had guns.
He was their black chauffeur.
Yeah. And they're all trying to be incognito, and he just had chains on and a mohawk. It's like you're not helping. No one looks like
how did he ever blend in anywhere? That's
so welcome to the A-Team was just a show about a bunch of white men being driven around by their colored chauffeur.
Yeah. I mean, unless there was going to be a time where they just had to run into a room all full of killer mics, like where was he going to fucking fit in? Where was he going to? As he had the Bob Sapp lookalike on it, where the fuck is Mr. T going to fit in? Nowhere.
Yeah, if they were really looking for him, all they had to do was put out a reward on Mr. T, like big black eye, gold chains.
You could have a kid with crayons draw a sketch and go, we're looking for this. And it's just Mr. T. You're like, yeah, I know what that is. He's Mr. T.
Do we ever? Isn't there an episode where we actually find out what BA stands for? I know he said bad attitude, but yeah, no, but like his real name was. Didn't we ever find out his real name?
If I get there, I'll let you know.
Nice.
I probably saw it long because I've seen it originally in the 80s, but
Black
now
Albert.
What are you watching?
Hey, it's Black Albert, and I got a couple things for you. I pity the fool who's not in my crew.
Black Albert.
Hey, it's Mr. T. What does T stand for? What does that even shit stand
Testosterone.
for? Terrible haircut. Mr. T. Oh my God.
That's how we get on this subject.
Think about though, if you were playing a video game of life,
you
Mr.
would
choose Mr. T.
Oh fuck yeah, and I would make that same character. Absolutely.
And all the things he did. Think about he's the real Forrest Gump.
Oh.
He's in WrestleMania. He's on Saturday Night Live. He's got his own TV show. He had a cartoon. He had a cereal. What the fuck? He was a bouncer. He did it all.
That's how we got to be. That's how he got like his first claim to fame was he won like a national bouncing competition.
Yeah, he beat Dalton.
Was that? Did he beat Swayze?
That's a Swayze. But Dalton was the best cooler in the business.
Okay, Mr. T in his prime versus Dalton.
Versus Sam Elliott. What was his name in that? I forget his fucking name in that.
Yeah, I don't remember. But Sam Elliott.
I get plenty of sleep when I'm dead.
Yeah, I get plenty of sleep when I'm dead. Beef, it's what for dinner, beef.
Then he dies. It's the worst foreshadowing ever. They should have just killed him then.
Well, no.
I get plenty of sleep.
He's sleeping.
Yeah, exactly.
My favorite line in that movie is when he's fighting the bad guy, not the main boss, but like his little younger sidekick, when they're having that big death fight with the knife, whatever, by the water, and the guy goes, "I'm gonna fucking kill you," and Swayze goes, "You are such an asshole." Like, yeah, but that's not the response you have there. Then he even goes like, I fucked people like you in prison. It's like, wait, what?
For breakfast?
Wait, what? What does that mean? You fucked like that's just people. You fuck people.
Yeah, all the time.
But in prison.
Yeah, in prison.
I fuck people like you, with buttholes.
Is that why he watched him do that whole there was that whole homoerotic scene
Swayze
where
didn't say that. The other guy did.
No, I know, but the guy watched Swayze do that. Like he was doing the whole Tai Chi thing, and the guy was watching him across the
watching Patrick Swayze do Tai Chi in the mist. There's nothing gay or about that at all. That's perfectly legit.
I'm pretty sure you two know this story because I tried to do it on stage, but it didn't work. But this is a real story that has to do with Roadhouse and that scene. But when I was 14, 15 years old, my mom had a good friend that she threw up in high school with, and she was going through tough times, and her father of her child was her boyfriend, whatever, was in jail, and he was about to be getting out. So she was staying with us a little bit, and for a week, they were going to find a place when he got out of jail, and he was going to stay with us as well. Go ahead.
Did Dalton fuck him?
Not yet.
Guys like him, though.
Why would you, at the beginning of Brokeback Mountain, do you go, do they fuck? Like, no, let me get to the fuck. So
you're right. I'm sorry.
The movie is just them walking awkwardly down the mountain, like
It's a simulation where I sit there and watch a guy from prison and Patrick Swayze fuck in front of me. And I'm just going, feel like making love, feel like making love.
Oh, not Dalton. I meant the other. Who's the other guy's name? That's what I actually meant. But yeah,
I'm telling a real life story. Okay.
No, I know. Go ahead.
Keep rolling your joint. I was he stayed with us for a week. He was sleeping on our couch. I was upstairs in my room. My brother shared a room. It was late at night, and I was going to get a drink of water. I had to walk down the stairs. And I walked down. This guy, I believe his name was Kevin. He was a big, scary-looking guy, and he's watching Roadhouse. So whatever year lines it were, it would be on TV, whatever. So I walked down the stairs, and he's like, "You ever seen this movie before?" And I go, "Yeah, I think so." And I was like, half asleep. He goes, "Why don't you watch a little bit with me?" I was like, he's a scary man. I don't know him. I'm a kid. I'm like, all right, sure. So I sat down on the couch. He's got his shirt off. He's got like a blanket on him. He's watching the show, and it gets to that scene, the most homoerotic scene in the history of movies, where a young, tight, I mean, at his Swayze is just no shirt, jeans, and just standing by the water with the sun glistening off his Swayze chest, just doing Tai Chi before Tai Chi was cool. And he's just doing, and I remember back then, I remember the guy even goes, look at him doing that fake karate. Because it wasn't called Tai Chi then, it was called fake karate.
Fake karate.
So he was doing fake karate and he's stretching. And as he's doing that, the old bad guy is watching from across the pond through his telescope, just watch it. But he's not watching like, I want to hate this guy. He's like, I appreciate what this is art. He's like, that guy had a look like the first guy who looked at Picasso paintings and went, oh, wow, this is different. And then they'll show across the pond, the old man who's letting him stay in his barn, he's just fucking watching. And two old men are just watching the fuck out of a young, tight man do fake karate. And right there, this guy puts his hand on my leg and goes, you like this? I went, nope, but I like girls. Good night. And I went upstairs, and that was it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I've always liked Roadhouse to this day. Because that's the only movie that almost got me laid.
I just typed Roadhouse gay karate scene into Google Images. And
you're going to get some weird shit.
No, actually, the first picture came right up of Patrick Swayze doing Tai Chi alone in the woods.
He's not in the woods. He's at a farm.
Well, I see the truck in the background.
Yeah.
But it's only him from the waist up.
You know who else was in that movie? Terry Funk.
I have no idea who that is.
Fuck you.
Like Terry
Funk. You don't know who Terry Funk is?
Is Terry Funk male or female? I'm sure I know the face. I have no idea.
He's a fucking famous wrestler.
Oh, dude, I know. I wasn't a big fan. I told you this. Sergeant Slaughter was the only wrestler I knew, and he was on G.I. Joe. So that's the reason I knew him.
Terry Funk was amazing when they had the indies, or when they had the territories back in the day, and even did wrestle near the end with like Mick Foley and stuff like that. Anyway, so Terry Funk was in that movie, and Terry Funk was also in Over the Top.
Oh yeah, which one? Which guy was he? Pull him up.
He's just the big henchman always. He's just always like he's
Terry
just a
Funk.
big guy. Yeah, Terry Funk, which is a great fucking name. And his brother Dory Funk.
I thought you were gonna say that was the musician's name, and he was like part of a band that we should know who he was. The guy,
Jeff
like
Healey?
the blind guy. Yeah.
Jeff Healey's famous. That was weird. They got him. He had that song.
Oh yeah, who was it? The blind guy.
Jeff Healey from the Jeff Healey band.
That's okay.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I knew he was some kind of famous guy. I
thought win your love.
That's him?
What did I do? What did I say?
Oh my God, that guy's amazing.
Eyes my way, which by the way, is your angel eyes. The guy's blind. Ladies and gentlemen, Dalton. Like,
he only
like he doesn't know what just happened. He's blind. How is he announcing the fight?
I can hear Swayze kicking ass from a mile away.
Sounds like Swayze punches.
Sounds like fake karate wins again.
I just heard.
Oh my God!
I just heard nobody putting baby in a corner.
So, I had no idea that Patrick Swayze did the theme song. She like the wind.
Yep, I always thought that song was "She's Like the Wind." As a kid, I was like, "She's like the wind." It's like is that a fart song? It's like,
I like it next to my plate.
Yeah,
to put it on spaghetti.
And put it in my sandwich, and then put it down my belly. I'm just a
Gotta
fool
love
to believe
cheese.
you don't like provolone cheese. She's like the wind.
I'm all provolone since you left me.
Brandon, that was Gouda.
Provolone again, naturally.
That was fun.
Oh, man, what the fuck? We can't ever just have a podcast about the topic. We don't meet. For anyone, like, do they even know what they're doing? Hey, we don't.
And I can tell
We
you,
are naturally having fun. This is not
Oh,
scripted.
yeah.
I had a thing I wanted to do, but Dave and I had so much fun with it before even Brandon kicked on that I said to him, we can't talk about it because it won't feel natural. And it would have been a great bit. We actually went into a whole bit. There was like a song we were doing, and we weren't even being recorded. We're just having fun, ladies and gentlemen. I don't like you guys having fun. I'm trying to learn. Don't fucking learn from us. What are you doing?
Learn about cheese. Fucking nerds.
Fucking nerds. No, but like, yeah, people. There are certain people that. Okay, let's talk about that. We just name some people. There are certain people that their lives have gotten to a level where you're like, what the fuck is that? Sometimes I'm like, how are you chosen to be that thing? Like, I really feel like sometimes some of us are NPCs and some of us are players of a game. There are certain people that just get to be these things. Like Michael
life
Jordan.
Like life is a gift, but some people got a way better gift.
There's gazillions of people, and we know who some of them are. Like, that's insane. Especially not as insane now. Now we have the ability to know people. But you think about when if you were famous in the 20s, that's nuts. How the fuck do we know who you are? There's no way. Like, here's a telegram.
Charlie
This guy's
Chaplin.
got a big dick. Like,
Fatty Arbuckle.
Fatty Arbuckle. One of the greatest names in the history of the world.
Ever.
Fatty Arbuckle.
I think in the 20s, like 90% of fame was the name. Like, okay, we got Fatty Arbuckle. I'm pretty sure Jelly Roll Morton. Like, come on.
Remember the famous N-word Jim?
And I was going to say Fats Domino.
Fats Domino.
Basically, you just had to be a tubby piece of shit, and you were famous back then.
Chubby Checker.
Oh, Minnesota Fats.
Oh, yeah.
Fats was a good one. But he wasn't fat.
Fats was the best thing you could be called back then.
Oh.
Fat ass. Don't forget about that guy.
Who's fat ass?
Fatty Magoo.
Is that a guy?
No, I'm just
Attempting
humor.
Just riffing.
I was attempting at humor. Please laugh at me, humans.
I'm just doing hack scat.
Skibbly dat hack.
Skibbly boop fat magoo.
Fat Magee.
Fat Magee.
Fat on a tree.
Scoobity badoobity.
Lord.
Skibbity bobbity bubbity.
Don't
Fatty
like me.
McGillicuddy.
I've had some really crazy coincidences I could talk about if you'd like.
I would, but first I want to bring up one more person.
Yeah.
Captain and Tennille. The captain.
Two people.
No, yeah, they are. Tennille is the woman who sings. The other guy is just a white man with a captain's hat who just got to have a #1 hit. To me, that's like the win of the lottery. He just did 1 or 2 songs. He's like, fuck it, I'm the captain. Like, I'm not a guy. I don't have a name. I'm just the captain. I bang a lady out of my league and I sing a song, kind of. And that's what I do. That doesn't prove that there might be a simulation that someone could just, like, that feels like a bonus level. Like, you get to be the captain. What do you do? Like, or everyone that's been named captain does something well. You know, it's like
Captain Crunch.
I'm the captain now. That guy, the Haitian captain guy.
Look at me. I am the captain now.
Look at me. Look at me.
Me. I think that what it could be is.
Look at me.
If it is. I think if it is some kind of simulation, it could be. I think. Is that good?
Sorry, the line is.
That would be the best.
I'm the captain now.
Look at me. Look at me. Look. Line. Sorry. I'm just not feeling it.
Can we take that again? I thought that one had good energy, but I'd like to take it again. One more time,
Tom's
please.
making me laugh. You know what I mean? He keeps saying that in a couple of years, him and his wife are going to pretend they have a disease that I've never heard of. I'm like, what? That's crazy. He just showed me a video of his Rasta son doing reggae beats. I'm like, what are we doing, Tom? What are we doing?
Does he really have a Rasta son?
Yeah, not Colin,
Really?
the other one, the one that he does like this. Oh yeah, look up Tom Hanks's other son. Oh yeah, he does like a Jamaican voice. Oh, Tom's got some shit. Look at me.
Oh my God!
Look at me.
I had no idea he had. Jesus.
Yes.
I'm I'm the Forrest Gump now.
Look at me. Look at me.
I hope there's like some outtakes of that where they just
I'm
like
the slow one
he
now.
just does every movie at Tom Hanks. Look at me. I'm the big now. I'm the big.
Look at me. Look at me.
Wilson, look at me, Wilson.
Wilson.
Good. Fuck you. Spalding is better. Look at me. Titleist beats you, Wilson.
Look at me. Look at me. I dress like the woman with my best friend in the apartment now.
Look at me. I'm a transsexual. Look at me. Look at my balls. Look at them. Look at me. Look. I'm the line. Captain. Fuck. I'm sorry.
Damn it. I thought it was
It's hard to
Admiral.
do this Haitian accent. Why did you hire? Oh, but before we go any farther, speaking, I was just gonna say, why did we hire real Asians to do that? Did you guys hear about this? I talked about this on when I was on PLR, but like, this is real. Anne Hathaway made an apology because in her movie, The Witches that came out, she felt like she needed to give an apology to a certain group of people because she might have offended them. She played a 3-fingered witch, and she apologized to the entire handicapped community for
having fingers.
For having fingers and pretending like she didn't.
Really?
So on the radio, I said, and you know what inspired me? So I want to apologize to all women because I pee sitting down a bunch, and I know it's not my thing.
Pat, you can't do that. That's appropriation, Pat.
I said I'm sorry, and it's not my people's thing, but I had to play Candy Crush, and I'm trying to get better, and please forgive me.
Oh, that's so gross.
All right, so Brandon, you were going to get to something before we did I'm the Captain Now.
I'm the captain. No, I actually just wanted to kind of.
Is that what you were going to do?
Pat, back to you.
That's either really selling the hell out of that as a musical or that is the worst Somali accent I've ever heard in my life. I'm the captain now.
Who is the captain? He is the captain. Who is the captain? He is the captain.
I'm the captain.
Captain.
It's like it's Seth
the hell out of that
MacFarlane.
musical.
I'm just a captain. Nobody likes me. He's just a captain from a Haitian family.
Spare him his life because he's Somali.
Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
Isn't that wasn't that Somali? Not Haitians.
We don't fuck. Oh, is that the thing wrong with this? Is that?
I'd just like to apologize for all the Somalis.
Yes.
I'd like to apologize.
That was the problem with the bit.
I don't think that's
listen. I just
geographically
want to be
accurate.
accurate. That's all.
When have we ever been?
You know, everything I say is thoroughly vetted.
By a Vietnam vet.
Somalian, talk to you in your Largian. Fuck off, little guy.
Somalian? No, I have a Samedian.
Oh, you know that there's somewhere where a pretentious rich white woman named her child Somalian just because she heard it on the news. It sounds pretty. Come here, Somalian and cheddar biscuit.
I'm sorry, it's pronounced sommelier.
Somalian.
Somalia.
It's pronounced adopted.
Oh my god, she should adopt a Somali kid and name him the captain.
Oh, or every time you adopt a kid, you name him where you took him from. Here's our child, Sudan.
That should be 2 names though. You got to get a boy and a girl.
Sue and Dan.
Yep.
And Sri and Lanka. And our other kid, Water and Barry.
In Nigeria.
No, Brandon. No. They can't be denied. No. Bad Brandon. No. Because you know what I want to do now. That's not cool.
Good thing it's not my turn.
Well, one kid. If I had to split that name up, the other kid's name would be.
This is his brother Ian.
Wait, how come you got Ian?
Because you got the other half.
how come they keep mentioning my brother in rap moose songs? How come Dad keeps yelling out my brother's name in bed?
Oh fuck!
Oh boy! See,
why are you so mad? I'm just calling my son.
A lot. Sir, all those people aren't your son.
Oh my god! I think I'm dying.
Well, at least I was being polite about it. I said please after his name. See, this can't be a simulation. Who would play this level? Who would play this? Nobody that would make. You can't see. This proves that we're just a dumb animal. This is what dumb animals do.
This is all the games that you can play. There's like a porn version where it's like, oh, you actually get to see them have sex, but you got to go online to find it.
We're the porn version.
We're like the dirty version without porn.
What do you mean? All games you play, there's a porn version.
Like Skyrim, they're totally. You can go online and find. You can go on YouTube and it's like they finally do it.
Well, who finally does it? What are you talking about?
Like a bunch of the lizard characters and people.
No, but it's not a video. You can't play sex.
Yeah, you can.
Wait,
you have to you can download patches for the game so you can actually fuck people.
Patches?
Yeah, patches to the code.
I thought you meant like patches. like a Boy Scout. I got my I fucked Marge Simpson patch.
I got an anal patch, so I'm good to go.
I know
that would be helpful in prison. That'll keep, what the hell's the guy who fucks guys like him in prison?
Yeah, I got it from fucking guys like you in prison. My anal patch.
Thank God I finally earned a sewing kit to keep this all intact.
Ironically.
Yeah, I'm gonna need it to tighten up the sweet cornhole.
Ironically.
The way people are, you're playing a video game. Why would you want to fuck the people in the video?
Because well, if we're all animals, you want to basically fuck everything. Like you just look at things like, I wonder if you can get them to fuck. Like The Sims, like everybody tried to get them to fuck.
I don't think about fucking when I play video games.
Everyone is kind of.
You're doing it wrong.
I think I'm doing it right.
No way, dude. Sonic in the rings, jumping through that ring. How is that not a symbol for sex? That's a euphemism for doing it.
Get away from me. Are you serious? Like
jamming his spikes in the rings?
Sonic the Dog Hong? No, wait.
Dog Hong?
Dong Hog. Hedge
Dong?
Dong Hog. There we
Hog.
go.
Guys,
Sonic the Dong.
Okay, I'm not even wanting to play this game, but it's Sonic the Hedgehog. That's all you do. Hedgehog. Come, what the fuck? How bad are you guys at this? Dong Hog. Hedgehog.
Great.
The Hedgehog.
Sonic the Schmeghog.
Dr. Vibrotnik.
I don't know who
like
that
Vibrator.
Is.
Wasn't Robotnik the bad guy?
I didn't have Sega.
Neither did I, but I had friends. I didn't own shit.
Are we bragging now? Were you just telling me two things I didn't have, Dave? I didn't have Sega or friends. Thanks, bud.
Jody, man.
Yep, pretty much.
Neither did I, but at least I had friends. Like, all right, fuck off. I don't know.
Look at me. I'm the pet now.
Look at me. Sega!
So I did have a quick story to tell. But what I wanted to say first was I think it could be where there are NPCs kind of, but it more to me
What's
seems
the N
like
stand for?
I don't know, but his brother's name is Ian.
Ian.
I'll tell you that.
And people of color.
I think that we're kind of it could be a simulation in effect that we have to raise our awareness. And as we go through it, and maybe reincarnation has something to do with it. So as we reincarnate and we kind of get to higher stages of the game where then we could start to create more and then people become famous because they learned it and figured it out after years and years and years of coming back. Similar to like Groundhog Day. But it's just instead of being in the same person, you just get put into different people. It's just an interesting concept. So the other people.
But do you think it's always people?
It could.
Some people think you come back as like an animal. I don't like that one.
Well,
no,
I think
if I could, there are
Yeah.
two animals I'd like to come back on because I'm convinced that these two animals are the strongest.
Brandon should finish his talk while you clear your fucking throat, sir.
Look at me.
I can do both. Look at me. Brendan is the captain now.
Yeah,
I could just say that I think that the consciousness could be universal. It's just the universe is conscious. So maybe there's different stages where we have to go through it all. So it's not like you are human and then you become a dog, but maybe your station in life changes depending on how you were. So maybe you corrected something in your life. So next time you get to come back in a higher place. And then maybe in one life you fucked a bunch of people over. So then you got to get put in a spot where you get fucked over and you learn how it is.
I'm Hitler.
Yeah. That's where you get your anal patch.
Exactly. Anal patches. And then the crazy...
Why'd you put them on your nipples?
Anal Patch Adams. Oh, oh,
oh,
look at me.
That's my anus.
The captain. Oh. By the way, for anyone listening, yes, I listen to Come Down too much. All they do is
so
Robin
good.
Williams. So they've been doing some recently too. So I found it was like, you're just being them. I'm dumbly influenced. I'm not even going to go.
Oh, absolutely.
I want to go into a 5-minute bit, but I'm no Nick Mullen. I would never attempt it. But Anal Patch Adams was my own creation. I'm very proud of that one.
I think that the saddest thing about Angel Patch Adams.
Angel Patch Adams.
I mean,
that's his
now
evil
batting
twin.
number 3. Anal Patch Adams.
Shouldn't it be number 2?
Patch Adams.
About Patch Adams.
Then a friend came over.
The saddest thing is that he died provolone.
You forced
so
that joke harder than that guy forced those guys to fuck him in prison.
I'm gonna end up provolone if I keep trying to be so silly. The crazy coincidental story. I've had a lot of really different synchronicities happen in my life where I've ran into different people, and but one of the craziest was when I was in Italy when I was in the Marine Corps, and it was my 21st birthday, and I was in a bar. Go ahead.
You're in Italy?
Italy. I was in
like an Italian Marine?
No, there's an Air Force
there,
base.
Go ahead, Brandon.
There's an Air Force base there, so we were stationed there, and they happened to have their 4th of July celebrations that night, so there was a band there for the Air Force, and we were staying like across, and somehow the band ended up in the bar that was near us. It was like our officers club. It was just like a tent where they had a bar, and the officers, like the pilots, could drink there. But since it was my birthday, they let me in there. Great me, right? So anyway, so we were partying with a bunch of people.
It's your birthday.
Come in here.
It's your birthday. Come on.
We let you in. We give you a Parmesan.
I'll punch your wife. I punch your wife for you. You want a pizza? You want a gravy? I make it a gravy for your birthday.
And somebody, after we ate all the pizza.
Punch your wife for you.
Is that what they do?
Welcome to Italy. Kiss and a punch.
Hey, look. Hey, your wife, she almost spoke. Let me give her a punch.
We kiss you on the face twice. We punch your wife in the eye twice.
Look at you looking like a young Tony Danza. Yeah, punch your wife. Yeah, Monicio, I like a goon. Punch your wife, that's amore.
That's Italia.
That actually reminds me of a joke, which is...
we gotta stop derailing Brandon stories. He never finished one yet. Brandon, go ahead. Dave, stop.
All right, Brandon.
Let Brandon finish stories.
I'll tell the story. All right, so when we were in the bars, the band that was playing that night was there, and somebody found out they're from Connecticut, and they're like, hey, Brandon, you're from Connecticut, so go talk to them. So I was talking to them, and the guy was from Stratford, and everybody here knows that I am from Milford, and people listening might not know, so it's the next town over. And so I'm talking to the guys, and they're older than me, and I said to the guy, I'm like, oh, my uncle used to be in a band in Stratford. My uncle, his name is Brian Kane, and the guy, like, turned white. Because that guy used to be in a band of my uncle, and he knew who I was. He like turned white, and you remember me when I was a child.
He was black at the beginning of the story.
Oh, Mr.T. This guy was. That's where I'm bringing it back. It was B.A. Baracus. So anyway, this guy, he turned into basically a ghost. Anyway, so it was crazy that I ran into him in Italy. Somebody halfway across the world.
Ian, get over here! I gotta tell you something.
Yeah, Ian. So just all the things that had to go exactly one way for me to run into him like that is just really, really crazy. There's so many other bars, there's so many other, he was on an Air Force base. How did he end up over on the Marine Corps side? It wasn't even where the concert was, so it was really weird.
I do I dig that shit, and I believe in the serendipity stuff. Yeah, what was the name of the band?
The name of the band my uncle was in was Early Warning with him.
The band that you saw.
Oh, I didn't see the band. I was just partying all night. They just happened to come over to where we were.
Dave, let's both name them.
Yeah, name them.
The band. I'm gonna go with the Connecticut's.
Oh, nice.
In Italy, you can say that word.
What kind of music did they play?
Italian rock
band?
Rock music, yeah. Yeah, like classic rock.
You shook on me all night long. Hey, you shook on me. Shook on me.
I poured some sugar on me.
I poured some provolone on me.
Hey, what's the matter for you? You poured sugar all over me.
What's the matter with you? What you do with your one-arm drummer? Why you pouring the sugar on me?
Why you drummer only got a one arm?
What happened to your drummer? He spoke back to his grandmother. He speak back. She hit him with the spoon. Use the spoon to use it on your drum.
We need that sugar for the espresso. What are you doing? What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
We need that sugar for the espresso.
It's Prince Spaghetti Night, you son of a bitch.
That's all they drink over there. No wonder why they're so uptight.
What are they
The name of the band was the Provolone Wolves.
The name of the band was "I'll Punch Your Wife."
They're real cheesy.
The Punch Your Wife band.
The Punch Your Wife, man. We're gonna listen to the sweet sound of Sally getting her face sucker punch.
It's me, Anthony Salvatore, in the Punch Your Wife band.
And here's my favorite one: Dinner Was Cold.
This is called Mind Your Business.
Singing our number one hit, My Wife in the Face.
This is a song by Bad Company. It's called Bad Company. It goes like this. It's like,
get out of my house. You're a bad company.
I'm a bad company because I didn't punch your wife.
You ate all the Entenmann's and then you didn't even punch my wife.
How come you don't punch my wife? You're a bad company to the day you die.
Welcome to my home. Please eat my food, punch my wife. Make yourself comfortable.
Please take off your shoes. I'll punch my wife. We're both Borat in this, by the way. Our accents are so bad.
You chuck in the dirt. Please take off your shoes. My wife, she trailed the blood. That's okay.
Mi casa su casa. My wife, are you puncher? You know what I mean?
You come into my house. My wife, she make you the meal, and then afterward you punch her in the face.
She make a 2 meal, one for you to eat and one steak to put in her eye after you punch her in the face.
But we don't punch her in the face on Sunday. We got to go to the church.
Uh-oh.
Then we punch her in the face.
My lights just blinked.
Yeah,
my lights blinked a little too.
Mine did too. Are we all dying?
Our whole lights blinked. Wow, that's crazy.
Did we just crack the simulation with the wife
in the face? Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, who knew the cheat code wasn't punching your wife in the face?
Cheat code.
Guys, I found out what the cheat code was.
Up, down, left, right. Punch your wife in the face.
And I put the candle up. So what you have to do is get together and say, punch your wife in the face 68 times. Hold up a candle.
That's
to crack the simulation.
The equivalent of Control Alt Delete. We just did. All right. So I
we
think
reset the simulation.
In reality, we do know that there's really bad weather coming into Connecticut. It's probably
is there?
Yeah, it's supposed to be really bad rain.
Yeah, it's windy and rainy right now.
And so I have some shitty internet, so that's probably happened. So,
but my lights, that's weird for it all happened.
I don't know what we covered, but listen to me. I would hate to think that this isn't all coming from my noggin. The dumbness, the fun we're bringing each other, the awful things we just said about Italy, all that. I would hate to think someone else created that and made me do that. I believe that we are not in the simulation. I think that, like I was saying before, once we learned about those things, we can believe those things can happen. We think that must be from somewhere else. I think we're just living life, and one day we're going to be dead, and I don't think anyone's controlling this. I think that makes it easier for some people to deal with death and things like that, to think that. I believe that we're just fucking stupid animals. What do you guys think?
I believe – oh, sorry. Go ahead, Brandon.
I was going to say that I think that it could be a simulation, and it could be that it's more like the Matrix, where we are conscious, we can make the decision. So it's not somebody writing it for us. We do have the choice, and that's where free will comes in. And this is like it's a plane or like a dojo where we get to, you come into my dojo, where we get to experience things and try different things, and we could choose good or evil or right things or wrong. And whatever we choose, we end up in a different spot. So that in that way, it's kind of like a computer simulation, but that's the only way we could put words to it, kind of like Pat said, because that's all we have. So that's what I would say.
Dave?
I think that I punched a wife because I choose to punch a wife.
Some guy just keeps hitting the punch the wife button. Oh, there's screaming going on in my house. I don't know what that is, but at that note, you guys all are you moving? Oh, you're
I am
moving.
now.
You both look frozen. You're both just dumb. Look at me. Look at me.
Look at me.
Follow us on the Podophiles on YouTube. Please follow us. Listen to us. I've been putting the audio up a lot lately too. So all you have to do is follow on. If you want to listen to it, just go to where you get the Pados podcast. This pops up as well when we come on. So there's audio there. There's video there.
Nice.
We appreciate you all listening and watching all that fun stuff. We're bringing you what you want, which is for us to really not cover topics and just use a fake coverage to give you the awful, terrible things that we say. And I do believe that someone out there should name their kids after all the names we said. I really think.
I think that'd be great
as a show. If maybe we could get it. We have no merch yet, but people start saying to me, "You want to make some merch? Maybe we make that shirt, like kids' names, baby names, and then we just put like the halves of all different countries."
Maybe we could make
boys
a
and girls
of baby names.
Well, we do have
Podophiles baby names.
No, we just do like a T-shirt. So on the back it says boys, then girls, and under each one,
right,
it's like Sue and Dan.
Right.
And then this, and then we finally get to the Nigerian.
Ian.
that part.
And then you can wear it out to a rally.
Why am I Agua?
What?
Why am I Agua?
Agua.
Yeah, Central American country. But starts with the N.
Let him get it.
Oh, okay.
So.
I thought that was the beginning of it.
Well,
I'm like, Agua, man.
No.
Oh,
so, Nick?
I would also like to add that to what you're saying to wrap up here. Grrr.
He's hard-hearted at the end.
Hi, I'm Nick.
This
is my brother.
God, if your last name was Gurr, name your child Nick.
Oh, you haven't seen that?
No, that's a thing.
There's a kid named Nicholas
that's terrible.
Gurr. He's a fat white kid too, named Nicholas Gurr.
Oh, that's terrible. Oh.
It's G-E-R-R. There's no like hiding how you pronounce his last name either. Nicholas Gurr. His dad taught about it hard and hard. Because I need to be able to say that word and yell it. So I'm gonna name my fat white boy that, and I'm gonna just call him that. But, all right, follow us on all that stuff. For me, when this comes out, I'll be gigs are far and small and in between, but I'll be at Comics at Roadhouse on the 22nd.
Roadhouse.
Hosting the Last Comic Standing Finals. So check that out. I'm on WPLR every Sunday from 2 to 4. I'm getting a lot more gig. I just did my first overnight in the studio for the first time.
Yeah, dude, congrats. That's nice.
Well, that was just because the thing they had to do. There's not many people in studio, but at the end of December, I'll be doing a whole week of the 7 to 12 shift. So that'll be cool.
Nice.
Starting to get more shifts there. It's becoming fun. Listen to my other podcast, Pado's Podcast, and my other show, POS. You can find that on my YouTube channel, the Pado's YouTube channel. Guys, where can they follow you and stuff?
Go ahead, Brandon.
I would say go to morelawsmoreproblems.com and also check me out on Instagram because I've been doing a lot of posting there. I've been posting a lot of awesome nature sunset photos. I think it's a lot of positivity that we need right now with all the other craziness going on in the world. So it's at Brandon John Jon3 on Instagram.
How's your garden going?
I'm actually just about to harvest the rest of it. I'm going to check my carrots and my kale's still going good. Check my carrots and radishes, baby. And then I'm going to punch my wife in the face. You want to come over and help me?
Punch my wife.
DaveHitsComedy.com.
I had a garden.
My
I
wife in the
planted my
face.
wife, and now I'm gonna punch you.
Dave, where can they follow you?
You can follow me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
Look at me. Look at me.
DaveHinsComedy.com.
Dave Hins Comedy. No one follows that on Twitter.
That's fine.
No one does.
That's where you can. I'm not saying you
Follow
have to.
him. Follow him.
Follow
on
me.
Twitter.
Follow me. Follow me. Follow
Dave
me.
Hins Comedy. Follow me.
Follow me.
I'm the
Follow
captain
me, follow
now.
me, follow me, follow me, follow me. Yellow
And now,
road.
she is Tennille.
I am the captain. I am Tennille. Wait, ready? Let's all do this. Ready? I'm Nick. He's R and he's Gua. Nicaragua.
My lights flashed again.
Yeah, me
the lights
too.
are flashing, so goodbye, everyone.
All right,
Bye.
later.